Owing to the mature nature of the subject matter and major spoilers, I am issuing a content warning for the following video. In addition, the profanity filters are now inactive.
It's about fucking time.
If you only gave it a glance, I would completely understand dismissing Kill la Kill as a tangled mass of over-the-top bullshit, blood, and
huge tracts of land.
But under all that, Kill la Kill is supported by a rock-solid plot, which honestly came as a surprise. A lesser anime that was this weird would probably have just coasted to conclusion on that wave of bizarro energy.
Or worse, stood there asking you, but what does it all mean?
Now, before I dive into the analysis, I want to clarify terms. When I say plot, I'm speaking of why events happen the way they do, as opposed to story, which is just what happens. We clear? Awesome. I'm going to be spotlighting 3 examples of excellent plotting, starting with the fight between clothing-possessed Ryuko and Princess Grumpy Bumble Satsuki. Before the fight even begins, Satsuki pays a visit to Ryuko's dopey sidekick Mako. Presumably this is to retrieve the top contender for most badass sailor uniform of all time, Senketsu.
And it is.
But there's more to it than that. This is the first example of good plotting in this scenario. We're not given too much information. Okay, so, once Satsuki is locked in battle with the illegitimate daughter of Sailor Moon and Joseph Joestar, the engagement is ramped up by the 180 in power dynamics between Satsuki and Ryuko. Every other time, Satsuki was the cold, unflappable champion, but now she's the scrappy underdog, relying on her wits and every one of Senketsu's dirty tricks just to stay alive. And just as it seems that Hinoji Academy's class president is about to be impeached
permanently,
the Elite Four jump in to maneuver Ryuko into the jaws of their patented nudist beach extractor. This is good plotting part 2. Use what you have. The extractor was introduced in a previous episode as a weapon against the Kill la Kill equivalent to Rita Repulsa's Putty Patrol, the Covers.
Midstar, hurry up with those putty patrollers!
Yes, your evil badness. I'm molding the last ones now.
And it makes complete and total sense to use it here to rip the clothes right off Ryuko's back. The next plot point I want to look at is the iconic weapon of the show, Ryuko's scissor blade.
'Cause what else would you use to kill dirty laundry?
Now, if that really was the end of the explanation, it would honestly have been enough. But the truth behind the ultimate weapon against Kill la Kill's equivalent to vibranium, namely the life fibers, goes deeper than that. Whether they're used in all life fiber garments like Senketsu and Junketsu, the nefarious Covers,
Now my putties, prepare to get those teenagers!
or the Hinoji Academy Goku uniforms.
By the way, they're called Goku uniforms because putting them on makes you go Super Saiyan.
Life fibers can do some extraordinary things, such as regenerate from being cut. This is why human life fiber hybrids, like that annoying blonde Lolita, are so hard to kill. But there's a catch to the regeneration. If the fiber is cut from one side, it regenerates. But if it's cut from both sides, bang, dead thread. Hence, why the ultimate weapon is a big friggin' pair of scissors.
Brilliant! Brilliant!
Seriously though, this is a very well thought out explanation behind a completely preposterous weapon. Okay, finally, I want to look at one of the best episodes in Kill la Kill, Don't Toy With Me on a Whim. The A-plot is a fantastic deconstruction of a typical shonen plot. It starts with student council member, Shaggy Lookalike, and jock extraordinaire, Yuzu Senagayama, challenging Ryuko to a battle. Now, the official shonen playbook says that the hero will lose round 1, go get stronger to protect those he loves, and defeat his enemy in the rematch.
And that is exactly what happens.
But in this version, the shonen hero is Senagayama, not Ryuko.
What?
But even more impressive is how it all happens. Senagayama's special ability is a Sharingan-esque visual jutsu that allows him to predict his enemy's movements. So, naturally, Ryuko throws sand, or in this case fabric, in the motherfucker's eyes and kicks his ass. After his defeat, Yuzu decides to go from being Sasuke to being Daredevil by having his eyes sewn shut.
Too bad his goofy mask makes him look like a ninja turtle.
Her blinding trick out the window, Ryuko gets her barely covered butt kicked by Kendo Gundam. Also, I love that now that his senses are in overdrive, Senegayama can't do something as simple as drink a cup of tea. The whole episode is great, but I'm most impressed with the specificity of it and how well thought out the plot was. First, they know exactly how Senegayama's powers work, how Ryuko was going to beat him, and what it would take for him to get to the next level. Alright, so, what have we learned from the plotting in Kill la Kill? First, use what you have. Some shows succeed by always adding more, but there's just as much to be gained by finding new ways to use what has already been established, like the extractor and the scissor blade. Second, be specific. In the case of how life fibers work and the duel between Ryuko and Senegayama, we see the importance of knowing exactly how something works and how that can help you craft a story. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this look at the well-woven plot of Kill la Kill. You don't need to dismiss it as a shameless exercise in nudity, violence, and over-the-top anime bullshit, even though it totally is. Now, if you're interested in more reviews of anime, movies, TV shows, comic books, or video games, check out my channel right here on YouTube. And find my Facebook and DeviantArt pages for video updates and more. Thank you for watching.
Hey kids, today's show is brought to you by the letter 4 and the number potato! I'm a stupid private.